Oh, hood love, man. We're shot, man.
You
Hit that
already
like
know it's
button
Mr.
on the way
Unlove,
in.
Mikey B up in the building with Smitty. A lot going on TV. There's a
A lot
lot going on. What
going
up?
on right now, man.
Today we're gonna be reacting to the USA bombing Iran, and Fat Joe allegedly tried to eliminate 50 Cent in a lawsuit that's been dropped by Fat Joe's hype man TA. He alleges that he had dudes out there in Miami trying to take out 50 Cent. It's crazy. Yo, the internet, everything is on the internet, bro. It's crazy out here in these streets, man.
Everything is wild on the internet, but you know what? You know why a lot of this stuff I think is resurfaced because a lot of dudes is waking up. A lot of dudes is waking up. You know what I mean? We in a time where we in a fight with dark and light, bro. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
real. Yeah.
And it's reality right now. We in the times of light and dark. You if you want to be dark or you want to be light, straight up. That's the time we in. And a lot of these dudes that's coming forth and standing up and telling their stories because they've been done dirty for so long and they tired of seeing it happen.
I think, I ain't gonna lie, bro. All this is doing, the stuff that we seeing on the internet, all it's doing, I think it's just confirming what's coming up in these cases because these dudes is coming up here and talking about how they running the streets, how they was doing this and how they doing that. They coming up here talking this talk. Jerome
Salute.
Burley, salute. They don't let the GDs in the door. Salute. Ron,
Salute.
Ron Bacardi, what up?
Salute,
Yo, salute
y'all.
everybody in the building. But I think, I think they're just making it too easy for them people to lock them up. I think it's just too easy now. All this stuff is like cutting. All the stuff that I'm seeing is like it's too easy. Um, what you think about that?
About Fat Joe, what the 50 Cent, the Cool and Dre situation, what?
Huh?
I'm saying, like, what do you asked me what I feel about the 50 Cent situation?
Yeah. What do you think about them saying they had these kids on the ground? They was trying to get at 50 in Miami some years ago. I guess when they was going through that whole beef with Ja Rule and that New York State of Mind and Ja Rule started dissing Fat Joe and all of them. The kid DA is saying um the kid TA is saying that Fat Joe was trying to really get with it. What you think about that?
Um, Yo, the hate was real back in the days. You feel what I'm saying? It was a lot of street, you know, dudes involved back in the days. It was more street and hip hop. You understand? But so you know, I wouldn't put it past them. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people was hungry in them times. A lot of people was, you had to have that entourage in that time. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody was for who they was for. You know what I'm saying? Just like if they would have caught Fat Joe out of bounds, they would have spanked him. You feel what I'm saying? But it looks kind of crazy, man, to hear something come out like that, that you were so deeply rooted to try to end a man's life over music. You know what I'm saying?
Um, yeah, I agree. I agree somewhat. 50's a beast, right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, and I'm saying that from the perspective of 50 knows how to move. I
Right.
always said the smartest thing that 50 ever did was to pay them Navy SEALs, Blackwater, whoever he was paying, Marines. That was the smartest thing he did, bro. That was the smartest use of his money. That was the smartest use of his money. Let me tell you something.
Before
I,
you,
go
you
ahead.
saying that was the smartest use of his money? Do you think that is the reason he's living today by
Yeah,
getting
I
that?
think
Okay.
I think behind It's two small. It's two very small things that 50 did in his career at the beginning that set him apart from everybody and got him with all this money now. It's two major things he did. The first one, I'm gonna say that I gotta say I gotta say getting the security first, because if you can't live, you can't do nothing else. If you're dead, you can't get no money, you can't get nothing. So I'm saying the smallest thing that 50 Cent did was when he hired those Marines, off-duty police, whoever they was. When you look back, it's smart, because now we seeing Whack 100 that has come up here and said on the internet that they trying to run down on with 20 Mexicans, but he had them dudes in LA. Remember, Whack 100 said the same thing. So now we hearing this story on a whole nother coast. And then no, we hearing it in Miami, and we heard about all the stuff that 50 was getting into New York when he was going back and forth with other dudes in the streets. I ain't gonna get into no names. I don't know if it's up here or not. I think I heard it was up here, but I don't know. But he was getting into a lot of stuff in the streets of New York. Got shot up publicly, big public shooting. A lot of clubs, a lot of action was going on. The second major thing that he did was, I think when he got that first million from Eminem, because he got the signing bonus he got a mill from Eminem. That first million, I think he used 100,000 or 200,000 to trademark G Unit worldwide. So those two moves, trademarking G Unit worldwide and getting that security, I think those are the best moves that he made. I mean, there's other big moves that he made in there, but those two, I think those two moves, because you got to remember, he had G Unit clothing. When everybody had their clothes, Sean Carter, Jay-Z, had Rock, they had the different clothes. They had the Sean Carter, you had the Sean John, you had all these different clothing lines. You had G Unit sneakers, and that's because 50 did that with his trademark. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's smart. I think he had a real threat that he knew about. 50 ain't dumb, and he met the threat. He met the threat. Overkill. He had some dudes. He hired some people that was really about that life. He said them. TA said them dudes was coming back sweating, looking shaky. Like, yo, he had some Navy SEAL dudes looking like they was like, yo, he had some dudes with him. So I think 50 knew it was a threat. 50 not stupid. 50 not dumb. He already got shot 9 times. So somebody was trying to take him out. Somebody was trying to kill 50.
Hey, yo, Leonardo Griffin, I ain't cut nobody, you heard, in 96 and Green. I ain't cut nobody in 96 and Green, you heard? Yo, but I agree with you. I feel like he did spend his money wisely compared to a lot of artists that was on the uprising with him at the time, such as like the T.I.s, the Jeezys. Not saying they not doing, they're not actually still making any money, those artists, but I think he took it to another level when he got that bread. You feel what I'm saying? I think he was always smart about how he moved, his decision making. He's a Queens dude. You know what I'm saying? Queens get the money. For some reason, those brothers is very, very talented out there, man. They know how to get some money. They know how to make some money. And they keep a tight knitted circle. Now, one thing about Queens, it's always Queens love. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying, from Queens dudes. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a tight bond with them. Especially by him getting the Marines, like you said, protecting himself, because all that beef, come on, man. He was been supposed to been out the way. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't get that security there, to been clipped him. He had a lot of beef with the Dipsets, Fat Joe and them, old beef with Supreme and Prince and them, they claim. You feel what I'm saying? So, 50 is an intelligent man, man. I would think somebody would try to get him out the game, such as Fat Joe, because he ain't eating like him or something like that. If it's true or not. You feel me? Look at that. Come on, man.
Yo, the only person that smiles at you like this is somebody that want to kill you.
Look at that, man.
Nobody's that happy to see you except somebody that wants to kill you.
Yo, look at 50, how 50 looking at him, shades on, like, yeah, I see you. Don't think I don't know.
Yeah, that smile is like, yeah, you thought I was a dummy?
You thought I was a dummy, right? Y'all thought I was gonna fall. That's the smile.
Only person that smiles that hard, that's that happy to see you, is somebody that wants to kill you. You heard?
Right. I agree.
Listen.
I definitely agree. The way, I mean, Fat Joe, oh, like I said, when Fat Joe first came out, I loved his music. He was in my mixtapes, going to school, doo-wop, clues, all that. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to him. Don't get it twisted. You feel me? But as he grew and start getting to the money and getting, it start changing him and his ways start, it was just funny to me, man. Like, he cap a lot. So you don't know
So
what to
I was
believe from
looking.
that man.
They got the transcript all over the internet. I'm not going to read it. I don't got to read it because everybody else read it. I don't like to do that. They got Percy. So look, that's probably going to be a RICO. But the guy OG Percy, RIP to OG Percy, he got killed in the club. Remember, he got stabbed up some months ago. He was the only one going for the kid TA. He black. I think OG Percy's black and TA is black.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there was a racist split in the terror squad. In the transcript, pull no punches, what up? In the transcript, you got you got a phone tap or a recording of TA talking to Pistol. Excuse me, of Percy talking to Pistol Pete, and he's like, "Yo, I don't set dudes up. They trying to get him to line TA up for ass whooping or whatever." This is what they saying in the transcript. I'm just going by the transcript. He like, I don't do that, man. You disrespecting me, trying to get me to line this kid up. Like, why would you be trying to get me to line this dude up? You see what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
violating me, trying to get me to line this dude up. And he like, yo, wait a minute. Tony Sunshine was doing this same shit, and you ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't do nothing to Tony Sunshine.
Right.
But Tony Sunshine is Puerto Rican.
Facts.
So now it seems like it was a split in the terror squad or some racial stuff. Because he like, hold on, man. Y'all do just doing selective politics. This is what he said specifically in that transcript. Percy said, yo, this is selective politics. Pistol Pete said, it's not selective politics. He said, yo, but y'all didn't do this to Sony Sunshine when he was running around with, what's this dude that be on the internet? Cuban Links?
Yeah, Cuban Links.
He was started running around with Cuban Links when Cuban Links was going in. So he like, yo, y'all didn't do this to Sony Sunshine. So how you doing this? How you want to do this to this kid TA, you heard?
Right.
Then he gets killed in the club.
Hmm.
We didn't even hear too much more about that, you heard? But this is all looking nasty, and I think that was his, because in that transcript, the crazy thing is this: Pistol Pete is actually the guy that brought TA. He's from Pistol Pete's block, I guess.
Mm.
But they trying to use, from the transcript, they trying to use the Percy to line him up. He like, yo, hold on, you bring this dude. He from your block. He said, yeah, but they saying every time they see him with you. He in your car. He with you. Nobody got his number. Like, how nobody got his number? It was like a split. Like, certain dudes mess with certain dudes, and certain dudes don't mess with others. Yo, that, I ain't gonna lie, that thing is looking like a RICO, though. That thing right there,
it's
it look like a
catching up.
RICO.
A lot of things is catching up, man. Yo, what's dark is gonna come to the light eventually. I'm telling you, man. We in the age of dark and light, man. Y'all better realize it, man. And a lot of these dudes that
let
we
me
was
tell you
going.
something. What's important about this picture right here, and especially this picture. What's important about this picture is this, especially this picture.
Mm.
You know what's important about that picture?
What's that?
In the two positions, 50 still going through the roof. 50 still going up. 50 going up. 50 getting more money. Fat Joe is facing extinction on these streets right now. Now check it out. 50, the difference between the two crews, because you got to remember, Fat Joe got 30 million too. Fat Joe was not a light player out here in the game in hip hop. When Big Pun and all them was alive, when he got that Terror Squad deal, that first Terror Squad deal was like 10. It was between 10 and 30 million. I think it was 30 million. That first Terror Squad deal was 30 million though. He got that in the early 2000s. You heard? Check it out. 50 tightened his circle up, got real security. And I guess, whatever street cats he had around as his mans or whatever, he's still cool. But
he gave him jobs.
He not relying on these street dudes. He not relying on those street dudes to be all up in a situation. Now, Fat Joe, this is what it seems like. I don't know. I'm just going by what I'm seeing on the internet. Fat Joe got these dudes, and these dudes run their mouth. These street dudes be dumb as hell. You got a bunch of wiretaps. It ain't a Fat Joe wiretap. We got wiretaps. We got the from these two underling dudes talking. Right?
I agree.
So 50, once 50 got away, you don't gotta worry about you could be if you're on the top, you could be as smart as you want, but the weakest link on the chain could be somebody that takes you down. Now these dudes is up here talking, they talking on the internet. They talking on the internet about all the shit they was doing in the clubs, doing to people, cutting people up and trying to use that as a badge of honor, and they talk about it as a club. But they're gonna use a lot of that stuff in these dudes' cases, because now they're gonna say, let me tell you something. All these cases, look at the YSL case.
Right.
In the YSL case, they saying you are committing this crime in the furtherance of the TS gang. So they're gonna make TS look like a gang. Y'all
agree with you.
This is some gang shit. Puerto Ricans, y'all gang bang. This is how they gonna make it look. I'm not saying it. I'm going by what we seeing on these paperwork and what these dummies is coming on this internet and talking about, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna front, bro. I think this could be big trouble. And let me tell you something. Hip hop, all of these crews trying to be on this fake street shit, real street shit or not, even if they real gangsters. Right now, the federal government is coming for everybody. So if you talk slick like this, if you got this on you, I know dudes right now is biting their nails. I know they are. Because they not only coming at everybody. They coming at all bosses. Young Thug is a boss in Atlanta, bro. Young Thug is a boss. P. Diddy, Fat Joe, Russell Simmons. They not coming at no light. They not coming at nobody light, bro. They coming at all the big names. They just took down the Rolling 60s.
Big U and them.
Chef G and Sleepy Hollow and them. They went and got them. They not playing. They not playing out here.
No, you ain't lying.
Dudes, and that's why 50's smart, because 50 don't got to worry about that, because he hired the Marines. He hired. All right. I'll see y'all at the next event.
He ain't got nothing street involved. I always hear 50 say, I am not gang. I'm not part of no gang. GNU is not a gang. It's a business. You understand what I'm saying? This is my company. So I respect him for that. You feel what I'm saying? By him going that way.
He know what they're going to do to a black man in America. He know what they're going to do. This is all distractions.
The brother said, what you think? What about these minors Fat Joe dealing with? Is it Fat Joe or his
Yo, I've been hearing. Yo, listen.
I've been hearing he dealt with little girls from his block.
Way too much. I'm hearing that way too much in hip hop. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even like that content personally. If it, I will come and talk to my peoples if it's really relevant. I don't like that content personally, but I'm hearing these hip hop dudes caught up in that shit way too much, bro. I'm hearing that associated with dudes' names way too much, bro. Way too much, bro. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing the association of these grown ass dudes and minors too much, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm hearing that shit too much. I don't know what to believe. I don't know who was doing what or what was going on, but I'm just hearing it too much, bro. Like, how is your name? They say sometimes when there's smoke, there's fire. You see what I'm saying? How y'all names, how all y'all hip hop dudes' names keep coming up with these minors? Like, we keep hearing that like a repetitiously in all these cases they being mentioned. Now we ain't getting no real proof or no real allegations now. But I don't know. Maybe that sometimes the media do that though. Sometimes the media use propaganda to connect that to your name to take you down for some bullshit. Because they were saying that with P. Diddy, and I ain't gonna front. I was mad at P. Diddy behind some of that stuff. But now I'm not seeing no proof of none of that during this RICO investigation, even with Diddy, you heard?
Mm.
And they was trying to use that as one of the major things that Diddy was doing. They was trying to throw that out there in the media a lot. Minors, they was throwing it out there a lot, you heard?
Right. He said, Ron Burgundy said, Mikey B. Smitty, y'all both too old to act like y'all, this is all new. We all know Spanish dudes in the hood love young girls. No,
I don't know that. I do not know that.
I do not know that. I've seen I've seen Spanish and black dudes deal with young girls in the hood.
True.
I've never seen just Spanish dudes deal with young women. So I'm not gonna put that on the Latino community. You
Nah,
feel what I'm
me either.
saying?
Yeah, I just see Spanish dude too, and I don't know nothing
Yeah, I
about
said I
that.
didn't see black dudes roll up to that high school in that good old Benz, that good old Lex, that good old Cherokee Jeep.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So let's not put a label on that Ron Burgundy because it's both sides. You know what I mean? Do I think it happened a little more because of their culture and how they grow? You feel what I'm saying? Then probably so, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like their parents give them, the authority to take they child away from them. That's their culture. You understand what I'm saying? That's how they move. But
Right.
I'm not gonna just say it's them, you know. But what I am gonna say about the situation, they said they claim Cool and Dre, uh, one of the brothers, the producers, basically, was dealing with a minor. It got swept under the rug. I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that. You feel what I'm saying? I really don't dispute that. You know what I mean? It's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? It is a possibility. You know,
Burgundy's tripping. I don't agree with that. Yo, Tony Let Loose, what up? Tiny Let Loose. I said Tony. Tiny Let Loose, what up? Your G
Tiny
Dub
let
you
loose,
already know.
60s.
Neighborhood is up in here. What's up?
Neighbors.
Yo, neighborhood in the building, you heard? West
Neighbors don't
Coast.
need no favors.
Yo, listen. Yo, I ain't going front though, bro. I don't even like that shit, bro. I don't even like to hear that. Yo, even this stuff with these dudes using their money to be banging out against each other, that's why they shutting them down, bro.
Right.
For one, you got these dudes telling inside their crew, they running their mouth, they on wiretaps. I was just saying the other day, dudes be talking mad stuff about dudes on YouTube, but all these RICO cases come from these so-called gangsters talking on the phone.
Or on the internet.
On the internet, but almost all of these cases come from the wiretaps, bro.
Right.
Every case, we could just Google wiretaps from the last 10, 15 cases. They got wiretaps. You got a lot of dudes getting caught up on the internet too. But these wiretaps, bro, these dudes be behind the scenes talking to dudes they think it's solid. They really not. They recording them, or you know, the alphabet boys they watch.
Right. Facts. I agree.
They already got all your numbers. They own your lines. They got your lines tapped, and y'all just be on the phone wilding. These dudes be wild on the phone.
He said, who gave Ron Burgundy a wrench? The home team. Ron Wilder. Sebastian, like, I ain't going for that. Who gave he wilding on the Latino community? Son tripping.
Yeah, you wild. Everybody, I respect everybody having their own opinion. I just don't agree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. I don't agree with that as well.
I don't agree.
I don't. I don't.
I don't agree with everything. Everybody got their own. Everybody got their own.
So, I
Opinion.
mean, what do you think is gonna come out of this, man? Do you think Is it looking like Fat Joe is gonna be, sitting up with Big U and the rest of them?
I don't know. I mean, right now it's a civil suit, and I think the kid dropped that civil suit separately. But the way he's telling, he gonna tell in court. I know if they're asking him now, I know they're gonna subpoena him. Once he make those allegations, and he got all this stuff. Them boys just talking to him, bro. Them boy, and let me tell you something. He might be doing this from a position where he under their protection right now.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? He might be in the cut. They might have slid him in one of them houses somewhere.
Right. Nah, you
Real
ain't
talk.
lying. You ain't
If they,
lying, bro.
if they got proof, bro, this is less than what they got on P. Diddy. This is less. All right, Tupac is dead. But that dude that they got locked up, Keefe D or whatever that told on himself, he told on himself that was older. But I think that's it's probably about the same thing. TA in the Keefe D situation is probably about the same. Only thing is there's no actual man down with 50 Cent.
Right.
Right? But I don't know. See, with that, I don't even know if that is a statute of limitation on an attempted man down. I think there's a statute of limitation on that. So that's 20 something years ago, probably 20 years ago, or around, 18 years ago. They can't prosecute them for that. So a lot of this stuff they might not be able to be prosecuted for, but what's going to happen is now they got the eyes of the law going through everything they ever did, everybody, their whole crew ever did in their life. Once you got that the law on you, and you up here active on this internet, still talking smack, talking about other dudes outside, you in the mix, and they watching you now, you don't know what they caught on to now that's going on there.
Not
You see what I'm
only that,
saying?
you spending the bag in the process. Lawyer
Tony Cross, what up?
fees, all types of stuff to protect yourself. You feel what
Triple
I'm
O one
saying?
VB in the building. 0001 VB.
Tony Starks, 0001 V Bezos.
So Kitty Mac, what up? I ain't gonna front though, but it's nasty because, like I said, it opens it up, and these dudes just talking that mess like they like that. They really like that. They got the eyes on them. They gonna get with you. You know what I'm saying? Them people, them boys is not playing. They gonna get with you if you really like that. You talking this smack, and you really like that. All right, we're gonna put you where everybody else is like that too. Come to the feds. Let's see if you still like that 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Real talk, bro. That's how they giving it up. They don't care, bro. They throwing everybody in. And what I'm seeing now is some of these cases look weak. But I don't think they even care no more. Like, get them in there, because once we get you in there, you got to use money. If you ain't got no money, if it's weak or not, you're going to lose or cop out.
That's right.
Or even if the case is weak, you won't have to pay big money to fight this case. So now
Big
we're
money
going to
to
mess your
fight this
money up.
case.
Now we're going to mess your money up, and you can't make music or do whatever you was doing to make money. You got nasty allegations on your name. Sponsors is dropping you. That could just knock you out the game in itself.
Cripple you.
That could knock you out. Look at Bill Cosby. Everybody, catalog stop. Look at R. Kelly. Look what they did to them dudes. Catalog stop, ban them, take his music, wild lawsuits. Everybody won the lawsuits. You think this kid T.A. gonna lose a lawsuit? I don't think he's gonna lose a lawsuit. I don't think it's a way for him to lose a lawsuit with the allegations that he's saying, with them having a phone tap. They got a recording of Pistol Pete trying to do something to the kid. They in trouble, bro. They stupid, bro.
Nah, they are.
So these gangsters is dumb as hell nowadays.
And you see, the reason that this even came about, and because of the cap. You know what I mean? Like none of this would have been nobody would have said nothing if y'all ain't come up here capping. Y'all came up here capping on some tough guy. First, y'all got on some tough guy stuff with zipping them. Then y'all start capping about all this other New York jail yards and you robbing people. And that is they dudes got tired of it. They like, nah, no more. No more.
Right.
No more. It's over.
Yo, Crook, what up? Crook said feds carry a 5-year statute of limitations on the last overt act regarding most conspiracy. Salute. I guess on the last overt act. So that means that they got so many different acts. The last time you committed the overt act is from there. Yo, A1 the boss, what up? Salute.
That's crazy. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit that like button. We appreciate y'all.
Yo, that's a fact, you heard? Yo, listen. I mean, when I was back in the days when I was young, man, we didn't do no phone stuff. They don't care no more, dude.
We wasn't listen. That the phones was forbidden.
We did minimal pictures and really no phone stuff.
That's why nobody got pictures from back in the days.
We did minimal pictures, bro. We did minimal pictures. We started taking some after a while, but we did minimal pictures, bro.
Right.
We did minimal pictures back in days, and definitely we stayed off phones. We was not the phones was like
forbidden.
Yeah, phones was a no-no. Phones was a no-no, you heard? He said respectfully, bro. When you was they had cell phones when I was in the streets, bro. They just started the cell phones. They ain't got these smartphones. They had just started. They had cell phones. They had cell phones in the 80s, bro. My pops had he had the big phone, like that phone was about this big in the 80s, man. That cell phone. He used to carry it around with the case on it. The cell phones came out in the 80s, bro. We had flip phones in the 90s, bro. You tripping. In the mid 90s, they had the flip phones. Your man give you some minutes. He used to get our man to give us some minutes. Remember that? The Motorola flip joints, the gray joints? Yo, yeah, we did minimal pictures and we did minimal phone work. Nextel, right. They had beepers, but they had cell phones in the 90s, in the mid 90s. You tripping. Remember, you have to go charge the phones. You have to go pay to get some minutes for your phones. Smith, you muted? I ain't hear you.
Oh, I said I remember when the beepers start going away.
Right.
Word. But yo, what you think? What you think gonna go down, man? You think they in hot water?
I think they in trouble. I think Terror Squad, I think TS is in trouble.
How y'all feel in the
Let me tell you
chat?
something. I think hip hop as a whole, I keep telling y'all this. Hip hop as a whole, they under the magnifying glass.
Right.
Hip hop as a whole is being investigated, bro. All that stuff that's been going on, these dudes is knocking each other down, dudes is dying in the street, other people getting shot. They like, nah, we not giving y'all that money. That's why America's gonna always go at powerful black men. But this is a little different because y'all destroying each other. They got facts of y'all destroying crews, beefing, y'all beefing on the internet.
Right.
It ain't no secret. It is not a secret. So you got drill dudes beefing, you got other rappers beefing, you got G-Dub Quinn, what up? Salute. You got all kind of dudes. You got all kind of dudes beefing. And they publicly talking about it, and they beefing, and they getting knocked off. So now you got all these dudes getting knocked off, all these dudes copping out. Like, look at the YSL case. Everybody copped out. Everybody copped out and said YSL was a gang. Really? You heard? That was one of the things of copping out, saying that YSL is a gang. So now we got all these different crews copping out. Nobody's beating nothing. All these hip hop dudes. So now they like, this is the culture of hip hop. So now they own the whole hip hop. Y'all just They did it to themselves, man. They just messed them bags up. And I really think that's why the hip hop money done slowed up. I really think that's why the hip hop money slowed up, bro. They slowed that hip hop money up. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Smitty, you there? Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Pardon me. Go ahead. Say that again, big bro.
No, I was just saying, that I think they intentionally slowed the money up.
Yeah. Fact. They ain't gonna be giving dudes bunch of gang members no money so they could rally up and go against, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know what they doing, man.
I think they intentionally slowed the industry money up. And right now they just trying to break down these dudes with all this big money. They're trying to break them down there. They're like, all right, we gave y'all this money, we gave y'all this opportunity. You got to remember, it's a lot of dudes that's low with their money, and you don't hear none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear none of this stuff about them. All these predators for the women in the minors, youngins like R. Kelly, they going at all of them, and they going at these dudes that think they're gonna be gangsters and wilding in the streets of America. They're not going for that shit, bro. They're not going for that, bro.
I agree.
Look, Yellow Beezy is locked up for
Yellow Beezy just got locked up for the Mo shooting, the Mo 3 shoot.
Look, you got Dirk locked up for what?
Dirk locked up.
Dirk's locked up. Murder for hire.
NBA young boy.
But murder for hire, bro. Once you got anybody can just get locked up. It's what everybody in the industry is getting locked up for now. They're getting locked up for doing the shootings and wilding. They're gonna slow that money up. They messing the bag up. They messing them bags up, bro. They messing them bags up, bro. And I'm not saying, let me tell you something. As long as your content, as long as your character, your theme is destroying black other people, you always gonna be able to get a bag in hip hop.
Right. Nah, that's a fact.
They're always gonna give you a bag in hip hop. You heard?
That's always gonna be a bag in hip hop as long as you destroy.
If you talking any gangster shit, anything like that, anything about ops or trying to get at dudes or anything like that,
murder, death, kill, you in the building.
Getting high, anything like that. Anything that's as long as you're talking anything negative towards the black community, then you're gonna have a lane. Somebody's gonna pick you up to get you paid. Yeah, to keep kicking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Kick it on a higher level. Yeah, tell everybody that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be a bag. It's always gonna be a bag for that. They just don't want you to act it out. They want you to say it and promote it to the kids, but they don't want you to personally be acting it out yourself. Or they do. They don't care.
No, because they want you to think that you could take the Percocet and still look like these artists is looking with the jewelry and looking on fly and they skin looking whatever clear. And no, they're eating good while you out there. What Future said? Future said, I don't do drugs. I just talk about it. I don't do drugs. Think I do drugs? I don't do drugs.
It's crazy out here.
You know what I'm saying?
What you think about USA bombing Iran, bro?
Yo, it's going down, bro. Like, yo, this right here is something I didn't expect, but I didn't, put it past Trump, right? And it's going down, man. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I heard some thunder last night, and the thunder was so loud that I thought it was going down, bro. I thought it was going down. So I got up my sleep. I said, the way that thunder shook, it said, I was like, yo, I hope these dudes ain't launching nothing over here. Because they actually said New York is first.
They said Smitty heard that thunder. He said, oh, it's going down.
It's going down.
They answered back.
They answered back. I was like, nah, not that quick.
They slid on America.
No, but seriously, man, it's about to go down. I think this is gonna lead to a lot of other countries stepping in. I think
Trump,
people need to take it.
Russia trying to jump in.
I think people need to take it serious. I think people need to start stacking up on that food, um, and start learning how to survive without certain things, bro. Because it's a possibility that it might get there.
You gotta come up here and teach survival skills.
Shit, I'm learning myself, bro. We didn't take the time out to do that. We thought that going hiking in nature and going to do certain things by camping and fishing and doing all those things that we could have done, we still could do now, but we didn't take the chance to do that. We thought it was corny. We look at the white folks and be like, "Oh, that shit is corny. We ain't doing that. We ain't going fishing. We ain't going camping. We ain't gonna learn how to start a fire. We ain't gonna learn how to take dirty water and make it clean. We ain't, you understand? We're not into that. We just want to go to the store, get a bottle of fresh water, come out, drink it. Don't know where it came from.
You gotta start teaching survival tactics on a lot going on TV. A new survival.
Oh, you heard that G'd up Quinn, huh? Yeah, that thunder was booming. I don't know if that was a sign from God or something, but
G'd up Quinn. God was like, made you look.
Made you look. And I just got home from work.
Iran, they might not play though. Iran, they ain't gonna play right there with Israel. See, America could do that because it's not really in our backyard.
Right.
But Israel might be in trouble. Putin is talking about Russia might got to get into this.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Putin talking about he might got to get into this. Putin ain't playing. I ain't gonna lie though. You see, America was helping Ukraine.
It's going down, bro. That's crazy.
Russia said they might get into it, but America they didn't bomb. They bombed the nuclear sites. They said they was this close. They said they was this close to getting a nuclear bomb, and they like, yo, we're not gonna wait for them to get it. So they bombed all the sites. They bombed. They always do that though. They've been doing that for a while now with Iraq, different countries. They always bombing these sites.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know been been beefing forever. You know, that's a Muslim community. It's a Muslim community, and and you know, I just don't understand why America always got to jump in. I know we allies to people, you know, in different countries and everything, but sometimes you got to let people fight their battles, man. Like you got to think about the people, man. You know, we got Iranians all over this country right now with stores on all types of corners. You understand what I'm saying? How you think they feel?
They saying some of them people might be sleeper cells. Might activate the sleeper cells. Blow the bodega up. Watch out. Blow the hood up.
Give out free sandwiches. Everybody coming to get them free sandwiches. Free chopped cheese. Free chopped cheese. Everybody in there.
Yo, no, what's going on, man? This could get nasty, bro. Let me tell you something. The crazy thing is, y'all said New York is like the first people that's gonna get spotted, but New York be the only state in America. Whatever's going on in the world, we picking it in here. Whatever's going on in the real Iran right now, they in America picking it somewhere in New York. They got some lines. I know we can Google it right now where New York is out there because of that bombing in Iran.
Yeah, but they saying, right? Salute 050 the movement in the building, salute. But
okay.
What they saying is that they could possibly it could be a possible infiltration where you know the Iranians make it over here on the land. You feel what I'm saying? And we fighting like some way we fighting on the land, like they infiltrate America, and like it's crazy, man. There's so much things that could come out of this that we're not paying attention to, that we're distracted by a
So
lot that's going on.
you think Iran gonna run down in America with the boats?
Now, I'm not saying they already here. They already here. They don't gotta run down with no boats.
So they're gonna activate the sleeper cells.
They gonna activate it's about to go crazy. You understand what I'm saying? They on every corner. Damn near.
No, that's not all. That's not all.
I know it's not all
Some of them
Iranians,
be
but
Palestinian,
but Palestine mess with Iran.
They together. It's a lot going on. A lot of them is beefing. Some of them together. Some of them beefing. Them countries over there, they be doing their own thing, bro. Some of them mess with America. Some of them don't.
What I'm asking you, do you think China and Russia is gonna step in? Because if China and Russia step in, it's World War III.
I don't think China's gonna step in. Russia might.
So you think Russia's ready? You think Russia ready to go to war with us?
No, they might not. They might not do an overt act at America specifically, but I know they're gonna arm up. They're gonna arm up Iran.
Right.
That's what they do because they got stuff in the. You got to remember, America. All of them have assets in the region in the Middle East.
Right.
You got to have assets there in case something happened. You already got people there. America got mad people on the ground in the Middle East, and so does Russia.
Right.
America has a lot of assets on the ground, bomb, tanks, probably boats in the sea, ships, battleships, and I know Russia got them down there too.
Right.
So they're gonna probably support them with ammunition and guns and tanks. This they do. So it's like that's what America was doing with Ukraine against Russia. They wasn't openly bombing on Russia, but they was helping Ukraine.
Right.
So Russia's probably going to help and back Iran. Ammunition, just like Russia's doing with the African people. They're going in there, they're helping them. Building infrastructure, give them security help, helping them with security. They teach them a lot of different things, teaching them things that they don't know, upgrading their security. That's what they do, you heard?
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I don't think it could lead to World War III. Anything can lead to World War III. You don't know. But I don't think overtly they're not one of Russia's main allies. It's different when you hit somebody's main allies. Then they have to do certain things. But I don't think Iran is a main ally of Russia. I think they might be an ally, but not a main one.
All right. Do you think, right, being that
hold on, let me matter of fact, go ahead, ask that question. I'm gonna ask Siri something real quick. Hey Siri.
Right, do you think
is Russia and Iran allies?
Russia has its embassy in Tehran and consulates in Rasht and Isfahan. This answer is from Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, they got it long gone. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Collaboration and rivalry. Yeah, I don't even know. They're not allies.
They're not allies?
They're not allies.
So they just holding them down.
They had a relationship. They be collaborating on stuff. They be doing stuff, but they're not allies.
Okay.
Iran. Excuse me. One of the main allies of Israel is America. America, right. That's the ally.
I seen the Israel flag inside the White House.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the main allies of America.
Cutthroat Entertainment, salute.
Yo, what up?
Make sure y'all tap into Cutthroat Entertainment, 050 the movement. Salute to y'all, man. Everybody in the building, Ron Burgundy, MOB, Crook of Paradise. Salute to y'all, man. Just Eric, my brother, my co-host. A lot going on. Pull no punches, salute. Shout out my brother Cosmology Bay as well. G'd up Quinn. You already know, man. Kenny Mack. Salute to y'all brothers, man. We appreciate y'all. Tony Starks. Wish the Dawn. I ain't even see you, bro. Word is born. I ain't even see Wish the Dawn in the building. Salute Wish the Dawn, man.
Yo, Wish the Dawn, what up?
Word
Hey,
is
yo.
mother. I ain't see you, bro. Salute.
Who you got in the game tonight?
Come on, son. Indy, don't play yourself. If you go with OKC,
Indy gonna lose, bro.
They
You
bringing
tripping.
that back for Reggie and Larry Bird.
Reggie's a sucker.
What?
Larry
Why?
Bird got his own rings in Boston.
Nah,
Larry Bird got his own rings.
I gotta go with Indy. If you go with anybody else,
You going with Indy?
Indy and 7. That's what
Nah,
it was.
I ain't going to
Indy
Indy.
and
I
put your
got
money,
OKC.
put your bread on Indiana tonight. OKC is not winning that.
I got OKC.
You know who's gonna be the main factor for the Pacers tonight?
Who?
Siakam.
Siakam be putting it on.
Siakam is gonna be the person that changed that whole game. Siakam and Turner. Mark my word. Put your bread on Turner getting them rebounds. I say like 2 threes and probably like 8 rebounds. And Siakam, give him 20, over 20, and about like 5 assists, 4 rebounds.
In order for them to win, Halliburton got to get busy. If he don't get busy, they're going to lose.
Halliburton is like 12 assists. He going to dish out to his peoples. He only going to come out in the end. He's not going to have no 45, 50-point game. He's going to drop like 20 something with like 12, 15 assists and probably like 8 rebounds. He's going to play like a dog tonight.
Them young boys is about to put on. Them two young boys on OKC, they're about to put on. They made history already. They're about to make history. They're about to make more history tonight.
That's Indiana soccer. He's the MVP, man. That boy been putting on since the playoffs started. But what time the game start?
8 o'clock.
All right, so we lit, man. Man, this was a good one, though, man.
Yeah, it was a good one. This was a good one.
Great one, man. Salute to everybody out there. You already know a lot going on TV. Hood Love TV, man.
Salute, man. This is a good one, man. Fat Joe got to watch out, man. Boys is on their body,
On your body.
Yo, listen, man. Stay off them phones, man. Stop talking to these dudes, man. These dudes.
And your word to mother, son, I got the brick right now. So son, come over here and grab the brick right now. You heard? Yo, son, you know I just bodied June, right? Stay off the phone, stupid.
Grab what?
Yeah, I just hit him up.
You building a house?
Yeah, a house for what?
You got the brick.
I got
building houses
right now. You coming?
What you to build a house? What you mean? What you doing with it?
Nah, I'm trying to get this on the street. You don't remember? We talked. Remember?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't know about that?
No, I don't know about that.
I'm about to send it in the mail right now.
No,
you got the same address, right?
No, I don't. You don't know my address.
What?
I'm in a new place. I
You
moved.
Serious?
Yeah, I moved.
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm out.
But I'm just saying we still on the. Listen, we still on the hit June up, right? We ain't hitting June. He hung up. Hey, he. This nigga hung up. Yo.
If somebody gets in your phone like that, hang up immediately. Who? How do you think now? He don't live here. No español. No español.
Seriously.
Yo, I swear, if somebody get on the phone and say anything strange to me, I'll be like, huh? Oh,
fact.
What? I'll be like, huh? I'll be like, huh? I can't hear you. Boop. What? You breaking up?
Yeah.
You breaking up?
Fact.
Boop. He is bugging. I don't know what he got in there.
What he got going on?
I'm telling you, bro. You gotta be mindful, bro. Because if you don't say the right, let me say something. And you got people trying to set people up. You got agent provocateurs out here. You got people trying to set people up on these phones. Somebody can just come on here and say something wild to you on the phone, If you don't respond, like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. When that happened?
Right.
Now, I don't know none of that. I don't know none of that.
Right.
If you say the wrong thing, if you act like you trying to laugh, bro, like, yo, you a funny nigga. Remember that shit? You're done.
Finish.
You're done. You're done. So if a motherfucker say some tricky shit on your phone, deny.
Hang
They
that
get
shit up.
on your phone. Yo, when people get anything tricky on my line, I'll be paranoid. I'm a paranoid dude. I'm just being honest.
Right.
They got me through my past life. I probably got a bit of PTSD from all I've been through. Somebody say anything strange on my phone, I'm like, what? Huh?
Real talk.
I'm automatically looking at you funny. I'm like, hold on. What? Oh, nah, I'm not with none of that. You got to make sure. You got to make sure you say it, though. Like, nah, I ain't with none of that. Please. Nope. It's not happening. Yo, what's up? What's up, player?
Say what's up,
with
Benji. Say what's up, Benji.
Benji, what's up?
Say what's up, Benji.
But nah, this is a good one. This is a good one right here, you heard?
Nah, definitely a good one. Definitely a good one, man. Y'all already know, man. Salute Hood Love TV.
A lot going
you know
on
man?
TV.
You already a lot going on TV, man. Mikey B, Smitty, y'all already know. Salute.
We'll pop back up on y'all probably tomorrow.
All right.
All right, salute.
Say bye, Benji. Say bye, Benji.
Later, Benji. Later, Benji.
Peace.
Peace.